Have I shown you guys my new mask yet? You know, because Victoria, we need masks everywhere. I'm pain. Steve from Australian 4x4 Adventures. It's another video, another ISO video. So I'm back in the shed again. I've got a bunch of clear top bags for drawer setup. So today's just going to be a whole bunch of drawer porn. It's freaking awesome, I love it. If you don't like setting up your drawers in a really orderly, organised, awesome way, bye, because that's all this video is about. So, you know, hopefully. It's not actually a full review on these particular bags because we've got 5 different bags we're gonna have a look at. I haven't had them long enough to give an opinion on exact reviewing, but it's going to be a bit of a first impressions look for the what the bag's about. So stick around. Of course, I've got to do some tasty B-roll, so have a look at this. Just no. Alright, so I've got 5 different brands of bag here. From the Adventure Kings bag, the 2 drifter bags, so the small pink one, you can get grey, you can get whatever colour you want. The bigger drawer bags that they sell as well. The Crash Pad big and small bag, the Aussie Outback Aussie Outback supplies, big and small bag, and the Calmate, I think it's the bigger bag, can't remember. So I've bought all of these with the exception of one. Let me explain. Alright, so just opening it up for starters. So that plastic feels like it's going to break in about a week. It just feels horrible. It's easy to crease, it's just no good. The trimming on it, so the actual the PVC underneath is all ragged and jagged edges all the way around. It's not an even cut. And because it overhangs the zip, every time you go to close it, it gets caught in the actual zip itself. The canvas feels okay, like it's ripstop canvas, 350 GSM, whatever it is. Like you can't rip it, but in the same note, it is the cheapest bag out. Just no. So I'll start off with the drifter ones. The drifter wise, I've had these ones for years now, probably about 2 years. I use these small ones. I like the pink ones, you know, because reasons. I like the pink ones because they're really good for just storing all the bits and bobs. This is my coffee one. Holds all the pre-made coffee satchels and whatnot. I do have an opinion on these ones because I've had them for a while. The small ones, pretty good. Really like them. Happy as with those ones. The bigger versions of them, you can tell these are all dirty and they've been used for ages. Put a sticky tape on there. Don't know where that's from. To be brutally honest, I don't like them. I've used this for ages now. The biggest thing I've noticed on them, and drifters always said, oh, their biggest things, they're really good at zips and everything else. The zips are probably the worst part. Because they're the really big toothed zip, they constantly get jammed and they're a pain in the bum. The other part is the quality isn't that great, to be honest with you. There's a lot of frayed edges on the on the trimmings here. That's on the inside as well. There's a lot of loose stitching everywhere. Like, it's not an awesome bag overall for what you're paying for them. It's just a random bit of carpet, marine carpet shoved in the bottom there. And the biggest thing I probably hate about it is the fact that it's good for storage, I guess, but a drawer bag for me should stand up and hold its form relatively well. These things constantly fall over and just collapse on themselves. And you're trying to do them up and it's constantly in the way, and it's see what I mean about the zip. That's not even bloody clean. Oh! So, good Aussie company. I just don't think that this particular bag, I don't know if I just got unlucky with it. I've got 2 of these actually, and both the zips are pretty shocking. Both of them the similar sort of quality with frayed edges and just not cleaned up as well as they should be. I don't know if they've improved over time, but definitely these ones that I got a couple of years ago, I wouldn't buy them again. Alright, moving on. Gonna go to the other end of the table first. Calmate. I hadn't actually had a lot to do with this company overall. As a bag, it looks fantastic. Like it's proper PVC the whole way through. It's nice. It's got more of a fine zip on it, so it just glides. That thing is awesome. Like that's beautiful and smooth. Proper PVC inside and out. Everything's trimmed a bit nicer. All the stitching's done nice. There's no frayed edges. It's all cleaned off. It's a really well made bag. Sizing wise, this is their bigger one of the 2. For me, as a drawer bag, that height is way too small as a drawer bag. I think it needs to be another 100mm taller, because most drawers are around about that 250mm tall. That's sort of a standardized size for most drawers. Quality wise though, I'm impressed as a first impression. That is a really well made bag. Locally made company as well, so they're just in Scoresby, I think it is. Went down there, paid for it, didn't tell them who I was. This is just really impressed with it. They do a custom size system as well, so if you want a specific width, length and height, they'll custom make them for you as well, which I think is a fantastic service. Only downside to this one that I see is just, as I said, as a generic size bag that they sell off the shelf, I think it's probably the wrong size bag for a drawer. That's the only criticism I got of that. Crash pad. I don't know if you guys seen my last video about crash pad chainsaw bags. They weren't overly happy with me filling their chainsaw bag full of water. So yeah, nothing to see here. What are we on about? Anyway, putting that aside, the crash pad bags are actually pretty good. Contrary to popular belief, they are not Australian made at all. They're made in China. Take that for what you want, whether that be a good or a bad thing, but that's what it is. Inside, same thing, PVC lining on the inside there, well trimmed. There's no visible stitching at all. It seems really nice. Nice canvas on the outside. I think it's the same 420 GSM canvas on the outside. Same solid handles wrapped around the strapping there, just to give it some rigidity. Internal divider, so this thing can be moved around, so you can sort of velcro it in wherever you want, so you can divide off the bag inside, which is actually a pretty cool feature. I really like that. I think it's quite nice. The 3mm foam cell padded sides are a really good feature. It's a nice height overall, and those foam cell sides actually give it some real good rigidity, so nothing falls over. The bag holds its form overall. The PVC on top seems really nice. It doesn't sort of want to crease and crinkle like the crappy King's one over there. It just works well. The zips are pretty good. They're a little bit meh. Like that's pretty easy overall. It's not a bad bag. I actually like it. Same for the big version of it. Nice and easy. Zips it there. It does come with a divider as well, so you can divide that off into whatever you want. Personally, I think I'm just going to leave it as one big opening and go from there. Alright, leave us with the last one. So these are the Aussie Outback supplies bag. So they're a Western Australian company, Australian made. So they're made locally in Western Australia. Australian companies, Australian made, really well. You can get a little Australian flag on it. That's pretty cool. So this is a 520 GSM canvas. I'll put it up on the screen there, what it is, just because I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Same thing, 2 size bags here. So the thicker canvas gives it a bit of rigidity in the sidewall. It doesn't have any extra padding in there like the crash pad would, but it's because of the really thick canvas, it does hold its form fairly well. Zips on this thing are primo. Absolutely loves the zips. Out of all the bags, definitely the best zips on this one here overall. Same thing, inside you get a little divider that you can velcro in at any given point. It does have the velcro points on the bottom and the sides. so you can stick them in wherever you want on all three sides, which gives it a bit of extra rigidity, stops stuff from falling underneath as well, unlike these ones where they're only velcroed on the outside. Stuff still gets underneath them quite easily. These ones have a little bit of extra protection for actual dividing stuff off. It's a cool little feature. Same ripstop canvas, very solid handles on the side there, so they're a good strong bag overall. Pretty happy with that. Zips are the best by far. Even little lockable tabs, not that you'd ever really want to lock these bags for any reason, but they use these zips across their entire range, so they make travel bags, a whole bunch of different things. Same thing, they do custom sizing, so if you've got a homemade set of drawers or a drifter set of drawers, I think the drifter drawers are quite good, they can do a custom sized bag for your drawer, which I think is a fantastic feature. Finishing off for these bags as well is quite good. Same as what the crash pad's going to do. No sort of ragged edges on the seams. Everything's sealed off nicely. There's no edges there to catch on. All the stitching's done up really nice, so there's nothing's going to catch and fall apart in 5 years' time, potentially. But those zips are just primo. Love them. Right, so that is the 5 bags, with one of them not really in the equation because it's just no. Alright, so cheapest, of course, is going to be the King's bag. So the King's bag comes in at $30 plus postage and handling for that one there. So $30 for a bit of canvas that probably won't do anything very well at all. Next up from there is going to be the Aussie made bag. So Aussie Outback supplies. So the small bags are $55 plus postage and handling, and the large ones are $75 plus postage and handling. And that's a big bag for $75. That's pretty damn impressive, I reckon. After that one's going to be the drifter bag. So the drifter bag large, so there's 2 different versions of this one. So the large one here, there's 30 mil difference between small and large. $66 and the small is $55. These ones here are about $40 each, I think, from memory. Didn't actually look that one up. Calmate is the third one. So another Aussie made bag comes in cheaper than the Chinese ones. Calmate comes in at $67 for this particular bag here, plus postage and handling. I went and bought that at the shop myself. The most expensive bag of them all is the Chinese bag, which is the crash pad one. Surprise, surprise, why is the Chinese bag the most expensive? Maybe the extra padding in the side, I don't know. But the large bag for these ones here are going to be, well, the small one's $75 plus postage and handling. The big one is $85 plus postage and handling. So Aussie Made's actually winning out on pricing as well. Go figure. So just ran through all the bags over there. The drifter ones aren't going to get used anymore because not really a huge fan of them anymore. Having said that, it's the only one that I've managed to use for a period of time, and I said just those zips, nah, don't do it for me at all. So I'm going to show you how I've set up the bags now, the current ones. So obviously I've got the crash pad one, the Aussie Outback gear one. I've still got some drifter ones in there. So here we go. So let's have a quick switch. So we'll do the left side of the car first. So inside here, cool. So everything has its little place. I've left the zips undone for now, and I probably will for most of the time, mainly because it just makes it easier to open and close them, unless I know I'm going to be going crazy for driving. I don't think there's much point in closing them up because there's not a lot of room left on top anyway, so it's just going to be there. So first bag, obviously is the crash pad big bag, so the bigger one of the two. It's mainly a sort of a quick tools, get to it, I need something out of the car, quick sort of situation. So obviously that's going to hold my drifter saw, hammer, head torch, some gloves, torch, apparently 2 tins of deodorant, apparently I stink. That's going to be in the comments now. Quick set of tools, so this sockets and whatnot, bits and bobs, just random stuff, some cards, just stuff. Obviously this is empty, still a whole lot more room in there to get stuff in. So we'll see how we go for get that one. Next one is going to be straps and pegs and more camping utensil setups. So these are just the straps I keep in the car permanently because these ones suit the Rhino rack with the little hoops on the end there. So they work out nicely for that. Super pegs, awesome peg by the way, love them. Little bracket, pigtail things that you hook over a leg of an awning so you can hang a bag and stuff off of it as well. Just that sort of stuff in the thin Aussie Outback supplies bag. In the back one here is the small crash pad one. So this one's more just spare parts, utensils, bits and bobs, so a bit of cable in there, torch, flamethrower thing, some spare hose clamps, bits and bobs. I think I've got some wheel studs and nuts in there as well. So just bits and bobs, same thing. It's fairly empty at the moment. Not a lot in there at the moment because it can't go anywhere. Frickin' ISO. And then right at the back there, this isn't really a bag thing, but that's my MSA cutlery roll, which sort of tucks in nicely at the back there. Go from there. So that's the left side of the drawer. So for the right side, it's more the camping setup part of it. So main bag here, which is the big Aussie Outback bag. Same thing, you can open it up. This is all the cooking stuff, or sort of kitchen stuff, so to say. It's still fairly empty as well. So plates, glasses, mugs, saucers, sandwich bags, spare gas canister for the jet boil, barbecue wipes, baby wipes, oil, Tabasco sauce. So that's the main sort of kitchen setup, so the main staples of the cooking side of it. Same thing, tons of room left in there because I'm not using it at the moment, so it's staying fairly empty. The only one I sort of found is a little bit awkward to get into is the Calmate bag. I find because it is such a shallow bag, not a lot sort of fits in there for what I wanted to put in there. Not saying it's a bad bag, it's just probably the wrong size bag for what I was after. Probably more my fault for buying the wrong size. I think this is their standardized size, but they do custom sizes as well. This one here I've sort of just put in junk, to be honest with you. It does open up the best because it's just got the little single flap on the back. Inside, that's actually all my coffee satchels and whatnot. I'll show you that one. So I'm still using the drifter bags. That's a whole bunch of like pre-made chocolate stuff. All the bits and bobs. Save them going everywhere. I think there's some tea bags in the canister down there as well. That's the coffee bag. Keep the wife happy. Just some Coles bags. Jet boil, speaker, some spare magnets. Actually, if you guys ever see me on the road and you want something, hit me up. I'll throw one out the window to you as I'm flying past in my giant V8 Land Cruiser. God, it sounds like a wanker when I say that. It's because I am. Now, suppose to suck it out. I have found with this one, it does. I forgot a bag. The advantage to it is it does sort of bulge nicely in the middle, so you can sort of really shove some stuff in there, and it still shuts. That's full as. Nice strong zips too. At the back there, just first aid kit, another drifter bag, which is this holds all my electrical stuff. So just spare cables, USB things, blah blah blah, just random stuff. All right, so that's pretty much it. So, which bag is the best? Tobes, what do you recommend? Tobes doesn't have an opinion. I don't really have an opinion on them so far. As I said earlier, I haven't had the bags long enough to know which one's going to be awesome for long-term use. So far, probably top two. As much as it pains me to say it, one of the Chinese bags, the crash pad bag, is actually pretty good. It's got flaws. I don't think it's perfect. But the Aussie Outback Supplies bag, for an Australian-made product, fantastic. The only downside to it, if it had that extra little bit of padding in the side to give it a bit more rigidity, that would be a perfect bag. Plus it's Aussie made, support local. Just my opinion on that version of it there. I'm going to be using these bags for the next 12 months. I'll do a full actual review on it in a bit of time. Until then, as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and give this one a comment down below. See you next week, guys. How you going, guys? Steve here from Straight and 4x4 Adventures, and we're here to talk about bags. Bloody Toby. Alright, so I've had the drifter bag for probably about 2 years now. And the this kid is always getting in the way. So the drifter bags have this really cool feature where they come with a baby.
I'm Toby!
Bye. Leave me a comment.